Hey guys, it's Free Tarot Friday, so let's go ahead and shuffle the deck, clear our hearts and minds, set aside what we think we know, so that we can have a fun, entertaining read for the weekend. I'm using the Golden Tarot from Cat Black, and I wanted to let you guys know that we have an Akashic Records class coming up on the 30th with April. So if you have enjoyed our June special, which was to get a mini reading with her for $44, she's now going to teach a class on how you can access the records yourself. So if that appeals to you, there is a link in the description. All right, let's clear the deck for Aries. See what kind of tidbits, information we can get, practical advice or guidance to help the Aries that are watching and the Aries in our life. All right, the Wheel of Fortune card fell out. This is halfway through the deck, right? So this is halfway through, meaning there are 22 cards. The Wheel of Fortune is the 10th card, and it really signifies a change of life circumstances. You might be asked to roll the dice in some area. You know, you might be asked to make a shift, make a big change. The idea is that you can take a chance on yourself. You know, it's time to take a chance. It's not necessarily that taking a chance means it's all going to be better. It just means it's time to take a chance. You know, it looks like you've been up against the wall in some decision. The Two of Swords are about a decision, and the Swords are, or we just kind of feel like we're at a crossroads. We're just, it almost feels like darned if you do and darned if you don't. You know what I mean? It's a hard decision to make, and so ultimately, it can feel like everything you do is regrettable. It could feel like everything you do is good, so it's hard to make a decision, right? But it's like, go ahead, Aries, and take a chance. You know, go ahead and take a risk on something. All right, let's clear the deck for our Taurus friends watching. Clear the deck for our Taurus friends watching. Okay. Let's see. We get the Six of Coins. All right, and then we get the Death card. What's next is the King of Wands. All right, so the Six of Coins is usually about generosity with money. It could be a loan, it could be a gift, it could be an inheritance, it could be a raise, it could be a promotion. And the Death card is usually an end of some kind, right? So it could be an end to excess. It could be that you pay off a loan. It could be that there's some finality around money, you know, for you. Could be that you're closing on a house. Like, there's lots of ways that that could play out, right? There could be some old ideas or beliefs that you're coming to terms with around a large amount of money, okay? So lots of things to keep in mind there. The King of Wands, it's like, just maintain a leadership position. Like, what would the best leader do with this? Like, remember that you're a steward of this money, that it's not just yours to use however you want. That how can I be a good steward of the resources that I've been given? You know, it's not just money. That's just an easy way to interpret the coins when we're doing these quickie readings, right? All right, let's clear the deck for Gemini. What do our Gemini friends need to know this month? I mean, weekend. What do our Gemini friends need to know this weekend? Clear for Gemini. Okay. All right. Now, interesting. So we get the Two of Swords again, but this time we've got the Ten of Cups. All right. Very different vibe than what the Aries got. So Gemini, you know, a difficult decision or feeling like you're pushed into a corner, but having to do with your ultimate happiness, your family, the ones that you're closest to. This is the happily ever after card, the Ten of Cups. And but it's like you're faced with a decision. It's almost like you're having to pick family over something else, or you know what I mean. It just feels like you're having a tough time with maybe work-life balance. And so maybe this weekend you just choose your loved ones. You know, you just choose to hang out with your loved ones with no other agenda. Looks like you've just been working a little bit too hard. Okay. All right. Let's clear the deck now for our Cancer friends. Clear for Cancer. Clear for Cancer. And just see what it is that our Cancers need to hear for the weekend ahead. Some practical advice or guidance that helps them feel connected. Okay. Okay, we get the 7 of coins, the 5 of coins, the Page of Cups. All right, this is not super fun read, Cancers. The 7 of coins, it's like you had all your ducks in a row. This is the card of hope and faith, and everything's working out, and you're just waiting, like you're just being patient. You know, you're trying, your patience is being tested as well, because this 5 of coins is money going out the window. You know, literally, you can see money going out the window. So things are more expensive. Like you had your ducks in a row, but they ended up being more expensive than you thought, and this has become hurtful. The Page of Cups, this is when we're a little bit more emotional. So it could be that some of our Cancers are having an overreaction to some financial situation. And when I say overreaction, I mean that you're just feeling it so much, where it's like it just kind of is what it is, and it doesn't say anything about you or your great planning skills, right? So I would say, look, yeah, lots of emotions still this weekend. There's just so much unknown. You know what I mean? The whatever went wrong, or whatever expenses that you're having, or whatever emotions that you're going through, they're valid, but just remember that there's more to the story, that everybody that you meet is fighting a battle that you know nothing about. You know what I mean? I didn't tell anybody really, you know, except for my close ones, about the last couple of years when my mom was passing. You know, that's because I'm more private with my personal life. So everybody you meet is going through something. You know what I mean? I didn't talk to you guys about my melanoma until well after it had passed, right? Like everybody's going through something. So just know that, Cancer, it's not all directed at you. And remember that life is happening for you, not to you, right? Hard to remember when everything's kind of going haywire, isn't it? So unplug, detach, connect less, so that less can go wrong. You know, this is just a snippet of advice for Cancers only. All right, let's clear the deck for Leo. Clear for Leo, and it's just for this weekend. It's just a time. This too shall pass. All right, if you need to know when, please read the astrology forecast at wiseskiescollective.com. All right, clear for Leo. Oh, it's one of my honeybees. Did you guys see him? Her? Her. Okay, clear for Leo. 3 of Wands. Leo, you are ready to bust a move. You are ready to get the show on the road. So it looks like some travel is involved for you. If not travel, it can be like mental travel. Like, what do I mean by that? Like watching a movie in a foreign language, reading a book that just takes you to another place. You know, if that's not sexy enough, camping in your backyard can be a form of travel. You know what I mean? It feels like you need to get out of your zone of comfort, and it also feels like you need to be a leader in this situation. Like, hey guys, we're going camping this weekend, or hey guys, I need to make a bunch of videos, and we're gonna go to this neat, pretty site to do that. You know what I mean? This is about being the star of your own life, taking charge, and it does look like you need a little time and space away from your immediate surroundings. Like, that would be good. Break up the routine this weekend, Leo. All right, let's clear for who's after Leo? Virgo. Ooh, all right, the Fool card. Let's clear for Virgo. I love getting the Fool card. It's the very first card of the major arcana. It starts with 0, and 0 is the great equalizer in a lot of ways. 0 is like the quartz crystal, right? So this is a starting point. This is somebody that needs to walk to the beat of their own drum. This is somebody who has their own rhythm, and it might look foolish to other people, but it actually makes a lot of sense for them. All right, so Virgo, you were born under a different star. Just follow the rhythm of your own heart. You know, the drum also can represent the heart, the heartbeat, the drum beat. So knowing that this is a card about connecting with your primal self rather than your logical self. So that's for our Virgos. It looks like you do have a lot of things. These can be a lot of different feelings, a lot of different options, a lot of different plates spinning, so to speak. And so we just want to make sure that you're following your heart, not your head, when it comes to the Fool card. You know, do it because you want to. You know, I have a cousin who's a Virgo, and a while back we were talking about, like, I was trying to figure out what color to paint my toes, and you know, like, I was just really worked up about it for some reason. I don't know, it was a weird day, but she said you should only paint your toes for your own happiness. And I'm like, Right, that's simple. In that case, black. You know what I mean? Black or hot pink. Like, that's what I like to paint my toes when I do it like twice a year. Okay? Because it just feels like they're suffocating. If I, you know what I mean? Like, I like it, and then it starts to feel weird. Anyways, Virgos, follow your heart when it comes to the choices you're making this weekend. Check in with yourself. How am I feeling? How does this feel in my body? Right? Okay, let's clear for Libras. Lover's card. What do our Libra friends need to know for the weekend ahead? Let's clear for Libras. Any Libras watching Sun, Moon, or Rising? Let's just clear the deck for our Libras. All right, Libras, it's time to give it a rest. You are in an incubation period. This is not a time to start or stop projects. It's a time to rest, relax, rejuvenate, fill your cup, right? This is a rest kind of after a stressful time. Maybe you had a long work week. Maybe you had some difficult conversations. Maybe you're just tired. You know, honor your body and rest. Downtime is not wasted time. Something is incubating. It's not happening while you're resting. While you're resting, things are happening, right? This is the card of pregnancy, fertility, and creativity, right? So things are still brewing, and in fact, they will do better if you would unplug yourself and rest instead of go, go, go about it, okay? All right, let's clear the deck for Scorpio. These three fell out. Should we read them? Should we read them, or should I shuffle? Ace of chords. You want to learn some new music? All right, the Ace of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the Judgment card. So Scorpios, this Ace of Swords, I keep doing it, can mean a new perspective. You know, it can mean that it's time to take on, just have a different idea, have a different experience. Sometimes that means listening to somebody else. Like this morning, I had my very first call. I started to list out all these times, and it was just kind of crazy making, and it made me look and feel like I was very, very unavailable to somebody that I really love and care about. And so instead of me listing all these like anal times, I just said, what's your schedule like? When would you like to connect? And I let that other person lead. You know what I mean? That's the Ace of Swords. It's getting out of your head, your linear thinking, and letting somebody else give you an idea. It happened that the time she picked worked, so I didn't even have to go into my monologue of how busy I was, right? Like, we're all busy. Like, who ain't busy, right? So nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to be like, this slot or this slot. It's annoying. But we also have to work with each other. So anyways, that's the idea of what the Ace of Swords is like, right? Just get a different idea. Do something for somebody else before you have to do something for you, right? This get a fresh start. You know, sometimes that can be taking a nap and getting a new idea. Problems come after sleep, as they taught us in India. Five of Wands. This is an internal conflict. It just feels like you're not getting anywhere. It feels like you're treading water. It feels like nobody wins. There's a sense of defeat when it's just like circular thinking. Around the mulberry bush we go, right? And having some judgment about that, like getting kind of sick of the same old conversation, the same old things. And so I know a lot of Scorpios out there are just really, I was going to say desperate, but that sounds not like a very Scorpio thing to say, right? I think a lot of Scorpios are thirsty for things just to be different, you know, things, and not to be different because you don't accept them as they are, but it's like, how do you get out of the mulberry bush? You know, there's a couple options, and you know what's best for you. All right, let's clear the deck for Sagittarius. See what our Sages need to hear for this weekend. Some practical advice or guidance that help them feel a sense of clarity around any questions they're having this weekend. Okay, clear for Sag. Okay. Death card. It's over, Sag. Three of Swords. Oh no, it's reversed. The Broken Heart card. That's good. The King of Coins. If you ever wanted to get the Death card with the Three of Swords, it would look like this, because what that means is the end, you know, the end of a broken heart, right? So we're overcoming some brokenheartedness. We're overcoming it, Sagittarius. We're not having it anymore. We're done with it. We're not having it. No more. No more broken hearts. The King of Coins means it's a call to be responsible with your resources and finances. So if you have overspent, if you have outstanding debt, if you got off your budget, this is a good weekend to set yourself up a spreadsheet and just list your expenses, list your income, list your money-making opportunities, see what's working for you and see what isn't. That's what the King of Coins does. He takes responsibility with his resources, you know, his network, but really his things that set him up to have a stable future. That's what that card is about. I'm saying his, it's a king, it's, you know, it's not really gendered, so forgive me there. It applies to everybody, right? Every heart. Every Sagittarius heart that's watching. All right, let's clear the deck for 9, 10, Capricorn. Let's clear for Capricorn. What do our Capricorns need to know? Too many cards fell out, sorry. All right, let's clear for Capricorns. What do our Caps need to know? Eight of Swords. So you're really being in your own way here. Looks like you're overthinking some relationships, or maybe you're looking back at some old relationships, or some old relationships are coming to surface, right? We're in a Mercury retrograde period. So how are you the problem in some of your relationships? You know, what is the problem with some of it's like, let's pick one. It doesn't really matter, because how you are is how you are. Let's pick a challenging relationship that you're having right now, Capricorn, and look at your own self. You know, like, how are you? What is it like to be on the other side of you? Is everything fine and you're making a mountain out of a molehill? Is there something where when you point at that other person, that you could see in yourself? You know, like, oh, I can't think of a good example that isn't too revealing, so I'm not going to do that. But the idea is, how you are with one person is how you are with all your relationships, and it looks like you are the common denominator in any pain you are experiencing, okay? So just taking a look at that, looking for causes and conditions so that I can have liberation, you know, experience strength and hope of mental clarity and freedom. None but ourselves can free our minds, right? Bob Marley. All right, let's clear for, who's after that? 11, Aquarius. All right, so Aquarius also, just like Libra, air signs. Looks like our air signs are needing a pause here. They're needing to take a break, to take a breather. What else can we tell our Aquarius friends? Yeah, look, it's very much a similar message as Libra. Everything's happening in divine right timing. You've planted the seeds. You can trust that things are moving forward without your great help and ideas and management. You know what I mean? Like, just give it a rest. And when you come back to it, it's like when you're doing art, right? Like, you paint it and it's so painful that first, or it's painful for me. Maybe you love your first draft, but like I look at it and I'm like, oh gosh. And so you step away and you come back, or you put it on the wall and you stand back and you see a different perspective, and then you can go back to work because you're refreshed. Right now you can't keep doing the same things or attacking the problems or getting the work done, because you just need to take that step back and rest. Things are going fine. There's no bad news here. But I do recommend that you unplug a little bit this weekend, Aquarius. And last but not least, let's see what our Pisces have to look forward to this weekend. Let's clear the deck for Pisces. What is it that our Pisces need to know for the weekend ahead? Clearing the deck for the sign of the fishes. Woo, the World card jumps out. It is upside down. So I know that in some ways it feels like the world's turning around without you. You know those moments when, like, you're so affected by something and life is just keeps going on, and you're like, hello, why aren't you all paused with me over here, right? That's what the world reversed feels like. Feels like it can also feel topsy-turvy. It can feel like, okay, look, life is happening really fast, you know? So you might be in one of these states of mind where it's like, life is happening really fast. Like, I can't believe how grown my kids are, or I can't believe I've been in this job for X amount of years, or I can't believe whatever it is. It's not bad news. Maybe I'm not giving you exact examples, but you get the idea. And we're in a 5-year in numerology, right? So there's a warning for all of us that we could get to the end of 2021 and look back and be like, what happened? What did I accomplish? But there's also that sense of urgency with you, Pisces. Like, I just feel, like there's a little bit of life passing me by syndrome. Okay, so this weekend, how can you combat that? You can congratulate yourself. You can write a gratitude list to yourself. You can write a love letter to yourself. All the accomplishments, all the great things that you've done this year, the forward strides you have made, no matter how small, just remember where you came from, and know that things are moving forward and that you have free will, right? And so if life isn't going, if the karma boomerang's coming back to you and it's not looking good, this is the time to pause and pivot and be like, this is the thing that's important to my heart this lifetime. If I had 24 hours left, what would I do with it? If I had 6 months left, what would I do with them, right? And not in a death like Scorpio way. It's just like, what do you want to do with your one precious human life? And just check in with yourself at a soul level. Okay, guys, that's it for Free Tarot Friday today, June 18th. And I invite you. I do these live in the Inner Circle group on Facebook. The Wise Skies Inner Circle is a safe space to learn metaphysical topics. Right now we're doing daily tarot readings, so if tarot is your thing and you want to learn it, it's a very welcoming group. People comment and encourage and give other interpretations, and if you want to do your own reading, people will chime in and help you if you're new, and if you're really practiced, we love having you in there as well, because how you read the cards is helpful. We always learn something from each other. We've got summer solstice coming up right around the corner this Sunday, so however you're celebrating, I wish you all a very happy weekend where we have the lightest day of the year. This is a beacon in a very challenging year. And let's just stay connected through the podcast, through the forecast. If you enjoy these free readings, I really appreciate the virtual tips. I use them to pay all of our platform bills, and it means a lot to me, and I look forward to working with you in person or over the phone, right? So namaste until next Friday, guys. Have a great weekend.